Hey, I'm back with No Frills Hi-Fi. Today I've got another toy in from, I'm probably going to butcher this name, but Boaleco. Um, I've had a few things from them. I'm pretty impressed with the quality so far. I'll put all the links and everything in the description. This is actually a brand new product they're just coming out with. So I actually haven't really got the price on it yet, but from what I've seen, it looks like it's about 50 bucks or so. But don't quote me on that; I could be wrong. But I'll get all the links in the description, and I'll put the price in there so we make sure we get it right. But some of the racks that I've gotten from them in the past, I've done are acrylic. This one is kind of cool because it's aluminum. I always like aluminum racks because I think they're a little bit better at dissipating heat. Maybe it's just my imagination, but yeah, there we have it. One thing I really like too is their paperwork. Just the stock and everything is really nice. I know that doesn't mean anything, but you got your instructions here on how to put it together. I'm going to see if I can do that without embarrassing myself too much. But let's go ahead and just start getting it out. So all the panels look like they're individually wrapped. Got the little name right there. And it looks like that may be the only one with that, so that probably goes on top. Pull that off to the side. And then we've got, make sure I got that into view, all the little parts in there. So they do a really good job of getting everything, you know, nice and separated out real neat. Got these little feet with the little, looks like a rubber thing on the bottom to hold it, keep it from moving around. So go ahead and start getting all those out. All right, then we've got these legs. The top of them just kind of unscrew, and it's got a little indent right there, so the one that's on top of it sits on top of it and has these little points so you don't get a lot of vibration. And we'll go ahead and just unscrew all of these, and then we'll look at the instructions. Make sure I'm not going to make too much of a fool out of myself putting this thing together. Out. So there's a couple different ways that you can put this together. Obviously you can just do 2 racks, or you can do all 3 if you want. When you do the top rack, you can basically just screw these 2 legs together with the plate in between, and it's built solid. That's probably how I'm going to do it. But it's kind of neat that it comes with these extra points and the extra top nut there with a little grommet or a little indent in it. So if you wanted to have the top half just sitting on it and have that extra little noise or vibration damping there, you can do that. For me, I'm probably just going to make it a solid one. I guess, you know, I've got kids. I've got a 3 and a 5-year-old, and so obviously you kind of have to worry about whether or not they're going to knock stuff over. They're probably not going to be anywhere near my hi-fi stuff if I can help it, but if I can have it a solid piece, that's probably what I'm going to do. So I'm going to leave those 4 extra pieces in the box for now. And just get this out of the way. Alright, and I'm going to build it from the bottom up. So there doesn't seem to be a top and a bottom to most of the plates, with the exception of that one that has the logo on it. But I'm just going to start by putting these in. Alright, so that's the first deck. One of them was a little loose, I guess. There we go. Alright, so this is where if you wanted to take those extra ones, you could put another plate on here, screw this in, and then the other one would sit on top. For me, I'm going to go ahead and just screw them in entirely. There we go. And actually, before I scratch up my wood, my bar here, I'm going to go ahead and put these under here. There we go, so we keep the cones from scratching up too bad. Well, there we are. See if I can do this one without looking. There we go. Alright, and then for the final one, go ahead and screw in these caps like that. So again, you could do this in two separate pieces and put them together, or you could, even if you didn't want this third shelf, of course you can just go with two. Suppose you could go with one, but it would look a little weird. Probably wouldn't be as strong. Actually, I guess if you go with one, you could just do that bottom one. In fact, yeah, it's even on the instructions like that. There we go. And there you have it. Honestly, I mean, it feels pretty solid. It feels pretty nice. I mean, it's, you know, it's a rack. It's not something you get terribly excited about, but it's kind of cool. It looks nice. You know, I like that it gives you the opportunity to, you know, have stuff in a little bit smaller area and be able to access it really well instead of having them all laid out next to each other. And it's got a lot of room. I mean, I've got a Parasound Zamp here. And it, just want to make sure. Yeah, actually it's wide enough that all the feet fit on it just right. Does stick out maybe a little bit, but not bad. I think it looks really good though. One thing I really like about these racks is if you need to change something, you know, a lot of times you're connecting several things at once. Just turn around so you can see what it looks like from the back. So, you know, you can just pick it up, turn it around, and you've got all your stuff right there to be able to access the back of it, which is kind of neat. I really like it. I mean, I think it looks really good. You know, a lot of these racks that you see online, they're about half this size or so they would never fit something bigger like the Parasound Zamp. And the Zamp weighs quite a bit for its size. I wouldn't really feel comfortable putting it on an acrylic unless it's, you know, a pretty substantial one. Let me grab another rack just to kind of compare it. So this one, made by Cages, is the acrylic variety. This one didn't come with the little feet, which I really like how this one does. This one obviously has more rack space, but it is a little bit flimsy versus this one that is just rock solid. There's no way I would put a Zamp on that. Of course, it's not deep enough either. But I really like it. I like it a lot. And I'm not disparaging that. They both kind of have their place. But I really, really like how this one is a little bit bigger. It's kind of just the right size. You know, it's not a full-size rack. Like if you have rack-mounted stuff, it's not going to be that big, obviously. But I like that it's a little bit bigger. It gives you a little bit more room. You know, if you're running smaller amps, like from I don't know, HiFi, Foci Audio, you know, any of the ones that I've done, you could easily put those on here and potentially even two side by side. I've got some FX audio stuff that I got from HiFi College as well. You could use that on here. The only thing I would say is a lot of their stuff, if it has tubes, I would put it on top just because it probably doesn't have the height for that. Yeah, I'd have to look. I may have one laying around. Yeah, hang on. Yeah, so this is an FX Audio Tube 05, and yeah, it is just not going to clear that. It's pretty close, but the tip of the tube is kind of in the way. So, you know, you could put that on the top. This is a headphone amp. So it's kind of nice that it's big enough to have room for two, whereas on the Cages one, it'd be a little tight unless you've got two narrow ones like this. So it does have a lot of space to it, which I really, really love. Like I said, I'll put more in the description once I get that information. A little behind on stuff because of Christmas, but yeah, I appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you later.